Hello, my name is Lacey Lingelbach with the Florida YMCA Youth in Government. Welcome to Sustainability 101. Today, I will be talking about the history and importance of Earth Day, which happens to be this very day. In the decades leading up to the first Earth Day, Americans were emitting large amounts of carbon dioxide as well as other environmental pollutants. No one was worried about what these pollutants would do to their health, let alone the environment. Then, in 1962, Rachel Carson, a marine biologist, published Silent Spring to raise awareness and concern about the harmful impacts of pollution on living organisms, the environment, and public health. For some congressmen, the massive oil spill in January 1969 off the coast of Santa Barbara was the last straw and inspired them to take environmental policy action on a national scale. In 1970, Senator Gaylord Nelson of Wisconsin and Congressman Pete McCloskey of California chaired an Earth Day committee. As part of this committee, they came up with the idea of a teach-in on college campuses. They also idealized organizing large groups of activists across the United States to bring awareness to the harms of air and water pollution. To help with these efforts, they hired activist Dennis Hayes to not only promote events, but also include a wide range of organizations in the efforts. Moreover, they decided Earth Day will be celebrated on April 22nd, a weekday falling between spring break and final exams to maximize the greatest student participation. The first Earth Day involved 20 million Americans participating in demonstrations and events to protest the environmental pollution caused by industry. Fast forward to 1990, Dennis Hayes was asked again to organize another Earth Day movement, but this time it was on a global scale, involving 200 million people in 141 countries were in the first global Earth Day. The Earth Day in 2000 was another important one because the focus changed from pollution to global warming and clean energy. 5,000 environmental groups in 184 countries were involved in this new campaign to promote awareness of human-caused impacts on climate change. It was also important because it relied on the use of the internet to organize activist events, moving Earth Day into the digital age. On the 2016 Earth Day, the Paris Agreement, an international climate protection treaty, was signed by 122 countries, including the United States. Today, Earth Day events are now coordinated globally by the Earth Day Network across 193 countries, involving more than 1 billion people each year. So what is the importance of the first Earth Day? Well, it marked the birth of the modern environmental movement in 1970. This meant that the nation's strongest environmental policies were enacted, including the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act. Moreover, it involved the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency to oversee environmental policy on a national scale. Prior to this, environmental protection was done on the local or state scale, but it wasn't as effective because a lot of environmental problems tend to cross jurisdictional boundaries, even state boundaries. So it was also a bipartisan and unifying effort, meaning that both Republicans and Democrats, people from the city and people from rural areas, people from different levels of income, and people from different backgrounds were all united under one common goal in encouraging the national government to protect the environment. The importance of Earth Day today is that it raises awareness of environmental issues on a global scale. It also civically engages 1 billion people around the globe each year. And it encourages people to take individual actions to live sustainably and protect the environment in their own way. But moreover, the civic engagement is what motivates policymakers not only in the United States, but across the globe to focus on environmental protection policies and policies that will help us address the overarching climate change issue that we are starting to see affect us today. So what can you do on this Earth Day? I know that today it may seem hard, especially considering that we are all supposed to be practicing social distancing, but there's a lot of things that you can do to still live sustainably, even today. So here's a list of things you can do, from just giving up meat for a day, to using a reusable water bottle, to pulling out invasive plants in your yard or garden, or just registering to vote, because this is an election year on a national scale, and environmental issues are one of the main debate topics that are being talked about. It also includes educating yourself and others in your household on environmental issues like pollution, climate change, or water scarcity. Also, today you can tune in to Earth Day Live, which is an online event, a 3-day online event featuring public officials and celebrities uniting in the effort digitally to promote awareness of environmental issues. So I encourage you all today to take one action, whether small or large, on this Earth Day, or at least appreciate all the great things the Earth gives us. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment or email me at lacey@floridayig.net. Or you can visit the Earth Day website, which is linked below. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great Earth Day.